Hey you there, do you want a cool main menu for your game to make it stand out and look as good as possible and attract new players? Then stick around and find out how to make one. Hey guys, welcome back, it's CovertCode here, and in this video I'm going to be teaching you how you can make a main menu. So the first thing we need to do is actually design the main menu. So let's just create a screen GUI while clicking on Start a GUI. Call this menu. Disable this here, which basically means it'll go away if you reset, which we don't want that. And let's create a frame. So we're gonna use this as the background. So change it to scale again. Call this background. Background transparency. Maybe make it. Actually, no. Leave it like that. Now the size, we want this to be 2020. The reason is because I'll show you in a second. -1 and -1. So whenever we click play, there's this little bit here. See this bar? So if you set this to 1010, then it'll only cover this area here, excluding the bar at the top. So we want it to cover the entire screen. Okay, so that's pretty much the gist here. So let's change the color to something nice. Not bad. Create a gradient because that's too plain. So gradient, colors, make this a bit darker here. Not too dark though, because that's too much. Honestly, that's not even that noticeable. Way more noticeable like that. Yeah. So yeah, I like this. Not bad. Maybe we'll experiment around with different colors. Could make it like that. Yeah, why not? It's not the worst, is it? Sorry, I'm like tweaking around so much. I just want it to look good for you guys. So yeah, I don't mind something like this. So now we've created the background. We need to actually create a UI list. Okay. Call this list. I'll show you what this does in a second here. Center and center. And let's create a text button here. So, why are you not in the center? Oh, I know why. My bad, guys. So, let's call this buttons. Because remember how I said we put this at 2020? Well, this is at the center of 2020, and 2020, for those of you guys who don't know what that means, it's basically imagine your screen size, but double that, okay? So it keeps on going towards this direction here, so we don't want that. We're gonna drag the list down into buttons and drag the button down there. So now the button's in here, okay? So let's call this play. Yeah, that's pretty okay. Yeah, 0.10. Drag this around, obviously according to your desires here, but I'm just it's just sitting right with me. Not bad. Obviously you can change the color scheme here, so you don't have to go with this color scheme. I'm just going with this color scheme because I like dark things pretty much. So yeah, so let's call this play. 3, maybe something like so. Yep. That looks okay. So the first thing, actually, you obviously want there to be a title on your game, don't you? So -1. So that all that did is just drag this from here to at the very top. 0.10. Okay. Call this epic game. Yep. Seems legit. Yeah, I'll put in orange-ish red. Okay, I'll fix this. Just give me a second, guys. You'll see how it'll look. Padding 0.05, something like that. Epic game. Let's copy the gradient inside of the title here. Yep, and change the gradient color here to make it a bit more attractive. I don't want it to be too dark. It's kind of confusing, really, because there are some nice colors in here, but I just don't know which one to go for the maximum minus 0.5. Yeah, I'll just leave it at that. Why the heck not? 0.8. Yeah. So this is our epic game. We've got our play button here. We're gonna clone and paste and call this info or about. About's fine. Call this about, and let's call this updates. Updates. There we go. And I'm just gonna clone this and copy. Clone and paste this inside of the menu GUI. Put this at the very bottom, right around here. Yep. And this will be our version, pretty much. So, version. Yep. Make this white. Version. I feel like I've said version too many times. Not sure how. 1.0.0. Yeah, so this will make it just look just a tiny bit more professional, I guess. You could opt to not have this. It's up to you guys. I'm just putting it there to make it look the best it can. So now that we've actually got our layout done, we need to actually script this. So the first thing we need to do, create a local script inside of the GUI, call this controller, and start defining a few variables. Local GUI equals script.parent. I'll explain what I'm doing here in a second. Local background, actually local buttons equals GUI.parent. Okay. We also want to create another frame for effects purposes. So 2020 minus 10 minus 10. No, not like that. Minus 10. Okay. Make it black. There we go. So this is going to be called fade. So the first thing we need to do is actually make it so whenever you hover over the buttons, they actually work and stuff like that. So by the way, what I did here is I stored these objects inside of variables. So if you don't know what variables are, check out my tutorial video on variables. But if you do know what they are, I'll just explain it anyway. So basically GUI.parent would be this. Okay. I mean script.parent, my bad. Script.parent would be this, and script.parent dot buttons, I'm not sure why I did that. Dot buttons would be this. Okay, so now we're just gonna loop through all of the buttons and create effects for them. So for IV in pairs, I'll explain what I'm doing here. Get children, do if V is a text button, then do effects. So this is a iteration of a normal for loop. So basically so if there are 1 2 3 4 5 items here, then I will go from 1 to 5. So 1 2 3 4 5. The first item would be the list, so V would be the list. Okay, because it's in pairs. That's literally what this means. When I is equal to 2, it will be updates. So V will be updates. I equals 3, V will be play. I equals 4, V will be about. I equals 5, V will be title. So then we're gonna check, okay, if V, so basically these things, are, if they're text buttons. So if we click on these and scroll down, find the class name, wherever that is, here we go, they're text buttons. So we need to make sure they're text buttons. Okay, we don't want to do effects for the text here or for the list. Okay, so If they are text buttons, then we're going to do effect. So v.mouse enter connect function, v.mouse leave connect function, v.mouse button one down connect function. So 3 different things, okay? Whenever you put your mouse on the button, it'll do an effect. So this is what this covers. Whenever you leave the button, like I just did now, that'll do another effect. And whenever you click on the button, that'll do something else, okay? So let's start doing the mouse enter effect. So v tween size. So what I'm going for here is slightly enlarging the button whenever you select it, and whenever you deselect it, it'll go back down to the normal size. Okay, so v tween size udem2.new. I'll explain what I'm doing here. 0.2310 0.0690 nm.easingDirection.out nm.easingStyle.linear 0.2 true. Okay, so I'm gonna copy paste, and now I want it to resize to something like that. So it's gonna be 0.255 here and 0.079. So whenever I select this, it's going to enlarge to this size, and whenever I deselect it, it's going to deflate back down to its original size. Okay, so tween size basically does this. I'll just show you, I guess. It does that pretty much. Okay, it's nice, it's smooth, and it's beautiful. Okay, so that's what that does. Whenever we actually click, now obviously when we click, we need to check what button we actually clicked. So if we click play, it won't do the same thing as when we clicked about. Okay, so let's just check. So if v.name is equal to play, then player clicked play. Else, if v.name is equal to about, then player clicked about. Else, because there are literally no other options here, player clicked updates. Okay, so let's first cover play. Okay, so whenever someone clicks play, I'm thinking of doing this pretty much. So we bring down the transparency of this fade frame we made earlier, and it'll be black. Every single one of these will disappear, and then it'll fade back onto your character. So that's what we're gonna do. So local t equals game.tween service create. So basically tween service is pretty much the same thing as tween size, but it'll tween most of the objects, not just GUIs. So you'll see what I mean. Create tween, wait, low-key confused here. Instance, yeah, so we need to do, the first object is the instance, so we're doing v here, tween info and the property table. So create v tween info.new, same thing as this bit here. This is tween info, so it's going to take 0.6 seconds. nm.easingStyle is going to be linear. You can choose any style you want. Go on the Roblox Wiki website and you'll see the different styles. And then the property table. So we want the transparency, background transparency, to be equal to 0 when it's done. So this is background transparency here. We want it to be 0. Okay. Whoop, it's 0. Why? Okay, should be good now. So t, you're gonna play t, and t.completed wait. So basically, whenever this tween here finishes, whenever it sets this to 0, you're gonna continue after that. Then continue. So you're just gonna wait for the tween to complete, pretty much. So tween complete. You want to hide these two here, so GUI.background.visible equals false, GUI.buttons.visible equals false. So what we're going to do here, we're just toggling this off, and we're going to hide it so you can actually view your game. Okay, and obviously GUI.background version visible equals false. Okay, now we're gonna do another tween, so you don't have to do local now, because we're going to override this variable. So now t becomes whatever we write in this. So background transparency is going to go back to 1, and whenever it finishes, we're going to delete the GUI. So GUI destroy. Okay, so basically, whenever you just done with the main menu, you don't want it to stay there for no reason. Okay, so we're just gonna how do I say this? We're just gonna remove the menu pretty much. So play. Click play. Oh, we've got an error here. Line 20. Third argument expect. Makes sense. Oh, I didn't even fill this in. Dot out. My bad, guys. That's why. Okay, so save. Let's click play again. And now it should work. But not as I expected. But it'll work. Oh, first we need to make it 1. Wait. Okay, wait, let me just look into this real quick. My bad, guys. So I found out why. So we're attempting to do the effect on the actual button. So basically, GUI.fade. That's what we want to do the effect on. So we just paste that, play. Should work, hopefully. Click play. Oh, yeah. So we'll do that pretty much. Pretty cool. Maybe slightly faster at 1.5. Okay, so now the play functionality is done. We need to do the about functionality, and to do that we just need to design the actual about thing. So let's just design that. Obviously always reset your size to scale. Okay, something like this will look nice, probably with a gradient as well, because why not? Oh, that's nice. So this is going to be the about. Okay, we preferably want to cover the entire thing. Make sure it's in the center there. 0. Okay, so that's the about. We just need to actually do a few things here. So title, paste this inside, call this about, change this to white or something like that. Yep, and we obviously need to change the gradient back to something else here, which is in red. That's okay, I like that. And copy paste, remove the gradient, description. So basically this is going to have to be filled by you guys. This is pretty much a summary of your game, or about you, or anything really you want to enter here. So like I'll just about. I'll just fill it in with a bunch of random spam. So this is about the game, okay? Now we just need to do one more thing. Okay, this is going to be called go back or something like that. So go back. Let's make this nice and red. Actually no, isn't like I meant the background here. Make it nice and red. So now players will know how to actually get back. So there we go. This is about go back. Make this visible off. Copy it and paste. We're gonna do the same thing with the update log. So updates. Call this updates. So now for this, I'm just gonna update 1. Just pretty much enter whatever you guys have going on for your game. So like new line test. Does this work? Just this, etc. You know, just make it work for your game. And then you have Actually, let me make this easier for you guys. So this is gonna be update 1, make it left. New thing. So copy paste, copy these two and paste. We're just filling it out with new things, okay? That's what we're doing. So this is basically your update log. So I'm just gonna copy this for here. Why is this not aligning? There we go. This is going to be update 1, this is going to be update 2, for example, and this is going to be old thing. Old. So whenever you update the game, just add new things here, mess around, you know, just make it look nice. Okay, so this is your update log. Make this visible off, and now we just need to make that work. So if someone clicked about, then GUI.about.visible equals false. I mean true, my bad. If someone clicked updates, we need to make updates visible. Also, local clicked play equals false. I'll explain what I'm doing here in a second. And not clicked play. Clicked play equals true. So, you only want to do this once, right? If you spam click this, it'll break. So we want to set a flag, okay? So you can only click it once. So it's gonna check if this is equal to false, and if it is equal to false, it's gonna set it to true. So the next time you try to click it, you won't be able to click it again, pretty much, the play button. You can only click the play button once, right? You can't just spam click and it'll mess your game up, just trust me. So now if you test this out, click about, it'll show you your about thing, and now we just need to make this go back work. So GUI.updates.go, what's it called? Really? It's called about? Oh, we need to rename this to back. Just rename the two buttons to back. Okay. So GUI.updates.back.mouse button 1 down. Same principle as the other one. Whenever someone clicks it, we need to do something with it. So GUI.updates.visible equals false. Copy and paste. Except we're doing this to. I'll explain what I'm doing here, guys. 1 second. I may be going too fast. About. So, whenever someone clicks the go back and update, you're gonna hide updates, yeah? So click this. Whenever you click this, we want to hide this, so it's gonna hide that. Whenever you click on updates and click this, you want to hide that as well. So pretty much that's your main menu done. So the final thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna hide these GUIs here. Okay, so just give me a second. Okay, so to do that, just go to somewhere like this. So game.starter.gui, set core enabled, enum.core GUI type.all false. So basically, we're just hiding all the GUIs with this, including the chat, leaderboard, etc. So as you can see, there's no chat here. You can't chat anymore. And we're gonna make it so whenever you click play, your chat loads back up and everything like that. So copy, paste this before the GUI destroy, and set that to true. So whenever you click play now, it should load your GUIs back up. Yeah, so that's your main menu. So the final thing, we want this to be given whenever you join. Actually, does it make a difference? Will it come back when you die or something like that? Let me check. Hopefully not. No, it's fine. So we don't have to use the script. So that's your main menu. Let's keep it menu, it's fine. So thank you guys for watching. Sorry if this was a bit of a long video, but tried to make it the best I could. So that's your main menu for you guys. Thanks for watching. Would appreciate a thumbs up, and I'll see you guys in the next one.